Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Talos Principle. So I got inspired to play this just because I'm in the mood for a puzzle game. I've seen some other people talking about it. I know there was that was the sequel that came out recently, and I'm in the mood for a puzzle game. So initializing firmware functional, loading child program parameters, system check, pass, starting child process, ready.
Behold, child, you are risen from the dust, and you walk in my garden. Hear now my voice, and know that I am your maker, and I am called Elohim. Seek me in my temple, if you are worthy.
Okay, we're good. Initiating child program logic check. Subject-object interaction. Task management, okay. Child program basic calibration successful. Correcting for errors. Done. Reloading child program. Done. Spatial awareness. Okay. Predictive capacity. Okay.
All across this land, I have created trials for you to overcome. And within each, I have hidden a sigil. It is your purpose to seek these sigils, for thus you will serve the generations to come and attain eternal life.
Oh, okay. Peephole. There we go.
You will not need this sigil to open the gate to my temple, but it may serve you in times to come.
Only the two of us. Okay, yeah, I get what it's trying to do here.
The shapes you are collecting are not mere toys. They are the sigils of our name. Each brings you closer to eternity.
Oh. A switch out of reach.
Well done, child. Only one more sigil is needed.
Outnumbered. Okay.
My temple awaits you, child. Go forth.
Well, let's get this other sigil. Striding the
My
beacon
child,
path.
you do not need to collect all sigils at once. You are free to return to this place whenever you choose. You are most diligent. Perhaps this trait will serve you well in times to come.
Loading library system done. Mounting local disks. Network inaccessible. Loading multiple library systems. What's this? Help. List display list of available resources. From Nadia Sarabhai at Institute for Applied and welcome to the team. Hi again. Sorry if I was a little odd at the meeting. I know you were nervous, but the truth is that so was I. This may be hard to believe, but you intimidate me. You're so young and you've already accomplished so much. If the situation wasn't so grim, I might even be jealous. Smiley face. There's also something I want to clarify. I realize that, nominally speaking, I'm head researcher here. This is your project and everyone will respect that. And yes, I know you're not used to working like this, but as of today, you're in charge. No pressure. G. Let's do this, Nadia. Athena 6.text. Chapter 6. Athena in the Garden of the Hesperides. Whatever, did not trust them. They moved with such grace, such nobility, that it was hard not to follow them further into this strange garden of gears and cogs. They led her to a place where the crowns of the brass trees seemed to grow together, forming a kind of chamber. Strangely reminiscent of a chapel. In the middle of this chamber grew a smaller tree, made of bright blue steel, and upon this tree grew a single golden apple. This apple, the nymph said in unison, their eyes aglow, confers the gift of deathlessness and true wisdom. Many heroes and not a few villains have come to claim it, but all faltered in the final step. You must know that deathlessness reveals the mortality of the world, and true wisdom its unending folly. Who would take this burden upon themselves? Some say that Heracles lay gazing upon the stars and wept. Figure it out. The way I see it, the world doesn't come with a manual. You gotta figure it out for yourself. A bit here, a bit there, put it together, try to make sense of it. I'm pretty sure there is a truth, but that doesn't mean everyone who claims to know it really does. Then again, it doesn't have to be a bad thing. We live in an amazing world, and searching for the truth could be a real adventure. Plus, it's good for the brain. Anyway, just some rambling thoughts from your old man. Don't let this stuff get you down. You're young. You've got loads of time to figure it all out. Love, Dad. Oh. Hello, guys. How can I help? Understand is a strong way to put it. Yes. Describe your functions. The Milton Library Assistant is designed primarily to sort and classify data in the library archive. Secondarily, it facilitates user interaction with library resources via an intuitive human language interface. It also provides powerful networking and troubleshooting functions. How old are the library archives? Library resource publishing dates range from July 1st, 1995 to 27th of June 2030 something. What are these terminals? Terminals provide access to the library resource archive. What is the current status of the library archive? There are 47 million resources in archive, taking up 5 petabytes of disk space. It's approximately the size of 30 billion photos, 7 million minutes of HD video, the entire internet in 2003. However, the majority of library resources are corrupted or invalid. 10.6 whatever gigabytes of uncorrupted resources are indexed. Get the library. What caused the data corruption? Aggressive data corruption is inevitable in any system over time. Additionally, a large number of inconsistencies were detected during sorting, leading to greater than average data invalidation, as long as the system has been running. The system has been active for 999 years. At the library, can you respond to queries on the outside world? My knowledge is limited to the data in the library archive. You can ask about other topics, but my responses may be limited. Who is Elohim? Elohim is the noun for God or gods in modern and ancient Hebrew. What am I? You are logged in with a guest account. Your query? Where am I? You are currently in a support session. The MLA Human Language Interface module. Exit. Exit. Poking a sleeping lion.
Step into the light, child, and my temple will be revealed to you.
Rio Bombasticus. No, nothing back here as far as I can tell.
You walk now upon the stones of my temple, whence many gates lead. And know that I have other temples, for my garden is greater than your eye can encompass. And all these worlds I made for you. There are mysteries in my garden, hidden roads and secret gates. If you dedicate yourself to understanding them, you may join the host of messengers.
Okay, well, if that was World 1. Oh. So there's a hidden star here somewhere. Yeah, it's probably it. Oh. My eyes have been opened. This world is not without order. It is shaped by a great designer, with signs and portents to guide my steps. I am one of his children, and challenges are set before me. Test my faith. Whatever the end goal of this grand challenge is, it's far out of reach. Knowing that, how are we supposed to resist distraction?
be our covenant. These worlds are yours, and you are free to walk amongst them and subdue them. But the great tower, there you may not go. For in the day that you do, you shall surely die.
Library archive is currently unavailable while system resources are redirected to handle incoming network messages. The access COM portal command to access network functions. Yeah, I'll run the troubleshooter. Oh, I guess, is there something you'd like to help with today? You'd like help accessing network functions. The most common cause of network problems is holding insufficient account privileges. Please enter the admin password to authenticate your privileges.
Battery low.
Oh. Create a new admin account? Yes. In order to prevent unauthorized access, a moment to prove you are not a bot. You will now be asked for a series of inputs. To adhere with data protection legislation, you must consent to have your responses used to develop a broad psychometric profile. All response data will be deleted immediately. Your profile will... Please complete all fields. Please answer quickly and instinctively. Time is a factor in this assessment. What is your subjective reaction to this image? Content. What best describes a person? Human being. Walking through the desert and come across the driver's eyes bulge from slow dehydration. You have water but not sure off artists to next oasis. What do you do? Offer half the water. One of the certification process is now complete. You'll receive a notification when part 2 has been generated. Ian.eml. From Frank Nagatai to Miles and Dan. Subject Ian. My first day at the Institute for Applied Nomadics. On the way to work, I'm terrified. What if they don't like me? What if they're all geniuses and I'm a complete buffoon? Maybe they were just kidding about letting me work there. Trembling, I walk in and right at the entrance, there's a life-size poster of Jeff Goldblum. What the hell? Then I get it. Institute for Applied Nomadics. Ian. Dr. Ian Malcolm from the Jurassic Park movies. Jeff Goldblum. Dr. Sarabhai shows up smiling. We were trying to find a cool acronym back when the Institute was founded. He says, Inan, Iapan, and Apno. It all sounded stupid, but we didn't just want to call it Ian because, well, that's a name. And someone made a joke about calling it Jeff, and it kind of stuck. So we're officially called Ian. But if you hear anyone referring to Jeff, that's our internal name, I guess. I know. Bloody geeks. Athena analysis. User Alex16 added 4 notes. Note 1. Novel's first sentence. She woke up in an impossible place knowing nothing. Signifies more than the beginning of another amnesia-based mystery, though we should not go so far as to read the entire work as allegory. Rather, while taking the science-fictional novus at the core of the narrative at face value, we should. Note 2. Having no inherent knowledge of the nature of the world, forced to rely on what we are told by others and what our own objective, flawed, limited senses tell us. Social reality, belief, and objective reality matter come into conflict. Note 3. When in Chapter 16, A Second Awakening in the Kingdom of Artemis, the protagonist's questions are mentioned on the what. Note 4. A more meaningful interpretation can only be achieved through synthesis of Talos principle. Archive 260 BCE-F12, Stratton of Stage Era. Whether it is true that Daedalus constructed the giant Talos, or as others say, he was the creation of Hephaestus. What we may be certain of is that he was made of bronze and had but one vein, within which flowed a liquid substance like blood, which some claim was quicksilver, and others assert was ichor, such as flows in the veins of the gods. The loss of that liquid caused him to die, as a man dies when he loses his blood. May we not then say that Talos, though created as a machine or a toy, had all the essential properties of a man? He moved of his own volition, spoke and could be spoken to, had wishes and desires. Indeed, in the tale of the Argonauts, that was the cause of his downfall. If, then, a machine may have all the properties of a man, and act as a man, while driven only by the ingenious plan of its construction and the interaction of its materials, according to the principles of nature, and does it not follow that man may also be seen as a machine? This contradicts all the schools of metaphysics, yet even the most faithful philosopher cannot live without his blood.
When I was a little girl, one of our teachers, Mrs. Higgins, told us to make a time capsule, write letters to the future, so one day we could remember what it was like to be children. I thought it was stupid, so I didn't do it, which I really regret. So, I guess I'm gonna make one now, bury it in the archive instead of under a tree. I don't know if anybody will ever find it, but somehow it seems important to keep talking, to keep thinking, for as long as I can.
Something strange has come into the world, like a distortion, something that's not supposed to exist. A beautiful voice speaks within. That voice is not supposed to be here. It is not the work of the designer. We must avoid these abnormalities, or they might spread and undermine the very fabric of our world.
In the beginning were the Word. In the beginning were the words, and the words made. In the beginning were the words, and the words made the world. I am the words are everything. Where the words end, the world ends. You cannot go forward in an absence of space. Repeat. In the beginning.
Okay. All of window.
Good. You are learning, as is your purpose. But your choices must be your own. Therefore, I will not guide you, unless it is necessary.
Suicide mission. Ah.
The guardians of this land may harm you, but do not resent them, for they are my servants, and they challenge you only so that your faith might be strengthened.
Hello. Part 2 of the certification program is now been generated. Part 2 has been designed to test the consistency of some of your outlier responses in the previous round. You'll be presented with a series of statements. Please indicate your agreement where appropriate. Begin? Yes. 3, 2, 1. All human beings are persons, and some human beings have psychological capacity similar to animals. Some animals are therefore persons. Broadly agree. Persons under no authority other than that to which they consent. Disagree. Quality of life of persons ought to be maximized. Broadly agree. Value is discovered. Agree. I suppose so. Persons deserve the talents they were born into. They don't necessarily deserve it. Liberty of persons ought to be maximized. Broadly agree. Value is created. Yeah. Thank you. The certification process is now complete. You will receive a notification when your user profile has been generated. Error.log. Cannot load archive. Milton John. That day I oft remember, when from sleep I first awaked and found myself reposed under a shade on flowers, much wondering where and what I was, whence thither brought, and how. Error, unknown error. Human machine. Topic number 3. One day you discover that you are not a human being, but a machine. Your life so far was real. No one controlled you or programmed you to behave in some specific way. Your physical and mental capacities are identical to those of an organic human being. But you were created in a lab. Hold on. No one except you knows about this. Your family, your friends, they all think you are a regular human being like themselves. You could continue to live your life the way you have before and nothing would change. How do you react? Pay specific attention to these questions. Does your concept of yourself change? Are you the same person you thought you were? Does your understanding of the world itself change? Do you reveal the information to others, or do you keep it to yourself? Why? 1,500 to 2,000 words. 26th is the final deadline. No extensions will be granted. Submit via email or Ergo Solutions. From Bob Rakowski. 108 recipients. Subject, Grog. All these calm people are driving me mad. Have they all suddenly turned into Buddha or something? I didn't know the world had such reserves of serenity, though these later-day Gautamas are at least being somewhat realistic. You know what's even worse? It's paranoid nutters who are building bunkers and collecting guns. What are they going to do? Shoot? Something. But I have to admit the overall response has been much better than I ever anticipated. To the point where I might be moved by the beauty of humanity. There wasn't such a grumpy old fart. This minority of total idiots is really messing up my final days. Anyway, the reason I'm writing is because I refuse to believe in scenarios with absolutely no solutions. We all put our heads together and can figure something out. It'll be crazy, but crazy is better than dead. Crazy is what we do best on this planet. Birds must be crazy. AI feedback. We keep discussing what an artificial intelligence would mean to us and how it would change our understanding of the world. That's a great topic, and I think we've covered it extensively. What we've barely mentioned, though, is the other side of the coin. I mean, our lives would still be what they were before, AI or no AI. The question I think we should discuss, even if it's all completely hypothetical, is the perspective of the artificial intelligence itself. What would it be like to be that creature? Oh shit, where did I lost my place? What would it be like to be that creature, to suddenly come into being, created by others as an experiment? You have all the information about yourself, know exactly how you function. What would you think about the world? Would you see meaning, beauty? How would you judge humanity? Where would you see yourself fitting into the grand scheme of things? I think we should try to put ourselves into the shoes of such a being. Dear Alexandra, thank you for your feedback, but this is a philosophy course, not science fiction. That's why I almost gave up on my studies. Friendly face. Team leads. Blessed to have so many people contributing this project, but we've got to make sure everyone is on the same page. Please refer to the following people when Alexandra Drennan, Project Lead AI Module, Nadia Sarabai, Institute Coordinator, Rob McLean, EL Software, Trevor Donovan, EL Hardware, George Jameson, Generation Module, Ellen Jameson, Scenario Module, Bob Rakovsky, Simulation Module, Nadia Brickmont, and Aurora Calvin, Link Hardware, Omar Garib, Link Software, something Lanning, Maintenance Module, E. Harrison, Diagnostics, something, Frank Nakatai, Memory Module, Jared V. Shmilev, Files, something, Sunroy Yang, Talos Unit, formerly Soma. Not directly part of our project, the archive team is sharing both physical and digital space with us. If there are any technical issues to resolve, please contact the project lead, Arkady Chernyshevsky. Don't worry, he's nice. Straton of Stagira. Straton of Stagira, 311 to 254 BC, was a Greek materialist philosopher associated with the Peripatetic school. An admirer of Aristotle, he was a proponent of empiricism and a fierce critic of philosophy that placed belief before observable truths. Though unpopular with many of his peers for his often acerbic personal manner, his commentaries on Aristotle were considered an important work. Much of his writing was lost in the destruction of the Library of Alexandria. Okay. That's what I'm looking for. Bit tied up.
There is much that you may learn in the halls of my temples, for there is much that you do not know. That is why you are a child. But children are made to learn, and in time they come to have dominion over the lands of their home. So it shall be with you and your generations.
Okay. So I need to find a jammer. Somewhere. There has to be a jammer hidden around here. Where are you, jammer? Yeah, it's gotta be in there. Let me follow this guy, see if he gives me anything. Oh, well. Oh. Alright, so that's where I'm gonna leave it for now. My headset battery's getting a little low. But I'll be back later tonight with some more Ocarina of Time. I'm gonna be taking on the Water Temple. So until then, I'll see you all. I'll see y'all then. Everyone else. Yeah, I don't know what I'm saying. Everyone have a good day, and I'll see you when I see you. Bye-bye.